Yo, what's good? What's good? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy. Today it is the 10th of July. It is 10:35 in the morning, and I'm currently getting over a sickness that happened like 2 weeks ago. So I'm sorry if I cough or whatever. I'm trying to keep it professional, but I'm getting over that. So right now we're just drinking water, and I'm hoping that the water will save my life and return me back to normal. I really hope it does because I'm tired of coughing. But today we're going to be talking about one of my all-time greats. It is a game that I feel is pretty niche. I don't think a lot of people really know about it, but it is one of my babies. Marc Ecko's Getting Up Content Under Pressure. As I said earlier, this is one of my goats, one of my greats, one of my favorites. But today's video is a bit of an anomaly. This isn't a first impression because I've actually beaten this game a few times now. And actually every year or two, I just find myself completely getting drawn back to it. I played it a little bit as a kid, but it's not like my other favorite games where there's like some kind of nostalgia or something tied to it, or there's no child memory or no core memory tied to it. But it has officially time and time again earned a spot as one of my favorite games of all time. Objectively speaking, this game has hella flaws, bro. Like a ton. And the reviews back in the day were mixed, and I totally understand why that is a thing. The combat is super clunky, and the story it's cool. It's pretty mid. It's not great. And if I'm being honest, I only actually thoroughly enjoy like the first 60% of this game, because once the story shifts and you have to do more of the stealth and interact more with the stealth mechanics of the game, it gets rough, bro. Like, to get on the soapbox for like 5 seconds, if you ever do play this game, there is a like knockout thing that you can do with your spray paint can, which is like you're basically the only way you can take down somebody in the stealth part of the game. And it fails 20 to 30% of the time because of the button combo that you have to press, and it just completely ruins checkpoints and alerts everyone on the level, and it's pretty damn annoying, I'm gonna be honest with you. So you're probably wondering, bro, how can a game that sounds as boof as I just described and just ranted about be one of your all-time greats? My answer to you, big bro, would be two things: identity and atmosphere. Despite all the jank, I come back over and over again and have a blast being immersed into the world that the collective and Atari created in Marc Ecko's Getting Up. I promise you, bro, it's not Stockholm Syndrome, or at least I don't think it is. The identity and the atmosphere completely overpower how bootleg the gameplay can be, and it truly is a vibe that was captured impressively well. And I'm not aware of any other game that comes close to replicating the subculture of like 80s, 70s, 80s graffiti culture in New York as well as this game does. Now, caveat, I am not from New York. I've never been to New York, bro, but I've watched movies, and I've seen, a little bit of gangster culture. And not that I think being a gangbanger is cool or anything like that, but that vibe and that subculture was such a niche time period that I think is so cool to like see. Probably wasn't as cool IRL, but it's such a vibe, man. It's such a gritty vibe. And this game feels like a beautiful love letter to that dangerous New York graffiti subculture of this time period. And while I obviously don't condone vandalism and graffiti, playing this game actively makes you look at the real world differently. In the game, you play as Train, and you're basically a graffiti artist from a podunk side of town, and you're trying to get up. You're trying to get your name up. You're trying to become known as one of the legends. And you go through his process of going from a toy all the way to trying to make it to a legend. And you scale buildings, and you fight in alleys, and you do all of this other stuff in the game. And it's so crazy to think about that and play it and see it, and then realize in the back of your head that like there are actual people that have done this, and some people that are actively doing it right now as we speak. And even when you go outside after playing it and you see a heaven spot, or basically like a graffiti piece that's like way up there, like if you're ever driving on the highway and you see them on scaffoldings or anything like that, or you see any massive pieces where there's a ton of intricacy in the art, if it's wild style, if it's, the game kind of walks you through the different styles of art and how it evolved during this time period, and you get to be a part of that as Train, and you can envision the literal risk and talent that it takes to do this, as well as see what actual artists have gone through, and some, like I said, that are currently going through, just to display their work and get their name up. And it gives you a completely different level of appreciation for the craft. Even after multiple playthroughs, the cycle never changes for me, bro. I'll start up a new save, I'll get completely immersed in the world, and then after I turn the game off, after my little sesh, I'll be on Google or YouTube, just like deep diving this subculture, watching YouTube documentaries, seeing where these people are today. Like, you know, it's crazy. And the game acts as like a literal portal. Like it features real world graffiti legends, which completely entices you to learn the actual history of these writers. When you're interacting with them on screen, you'll play with legends like Cope 2, Scene, Futura, Obey. I actually didn't even know Obey was like a graffiti thing. Like, I remember growing up as a kid, I thought it was just like a streetwear brand. Like Supreme was just like a, you know, like a brand. Like, no, dude had a say in graffiti culture, and that's really cool. And every time I play this game, I learn more and more, and I always find myself watching just weird documentaries about graffiti art back in New York in the 80s, and I think that's really cool that a game can do that. But the rabbit hole doesn't just stop at like the history lessons of this time period. The soundtrack of this game, boy, this game is packed with bangers, bro. Classic hip-hop bangers. If you're into that, these songs I literally listen to in my daily rotation, or if I'm like at the gym or whatever. Like, it's just that grunge, gritty rap from the East Coast that, you know, isn't really made anymore, to my knowledge. Ultimately, this game for me is just, it's a flawed masterpiece, bro. It's got jank gameplay. The stealth mechanics are kind of poop. The story is kind of poop. It's not poop. It's all right. It's cool. It's all right. It's a decent story. But man, like, just the way that they were able to create this world and immerse you in it and teach you some history about such a niche culture that was real, I think is just so cool, man. It's like one of the coolest things about video games. There's like the inspiration, like when the developers and the producers really get inspired and put their love into something, they can make it into this awesome piece of like history, or this thing that you interact with that forces you and or like entices you to learn more about where they were inspired for their ideas, you know? So if you've played this game, let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know how much you love it or how much you hate it. If this wasn't really your vibe, if you didn't really like it, or if you're like me and you're a stand for it, bro, and you're all about it, and you wish they made a second one, because that would be crazy. If this game was revived, instant cop, don't care. But yeah, man. And if you've never heard of this game, or if now you're interested, let me know in the comments below as well. I think it's really cool, like, learning these niche games, and I've got a ton of friends that have shared some awesome niche games with me that only they have heard of or they played as kids, and I've loved some of them, I hated some of them, and I'm always down to play some new games. So yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all be easy, stay safe out there. Peace.